Trump administration officials have been sending babies and other young children, hold on, to at least 3 Can we put up the graphic of this? Thank you. Do we have it? No. 3 tender age shelters in South Texas. Lawyers and medical providers. Just, I think I'm going to have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
For best performance by an actor in a leading role,
Rachel Maddow!
What's going on, guys? So we got to talk about the Trump deranged MSNBC host Rachel Maddow. Okay, so this lady has always basically have lost her mind. Like, she acts like a complete lunatic about Donald Trump. It's essentially her job to do so. That's what most of the people over on MSNBC do. I really feel like it's like a contest over there. Like, who is the most Trump deranged? And they take pride in being having the wackiest, most stupidest, most ridiculous takes. Okay, you've seen the clip at the beginning. Now, this clip is actually from Rachel Maddow talking about the kids in cages thing that was technically under the Obama administration. So that's what that clip was from, is her reacting to the poor kids in cages. I think it's a complete act, to be perfectly honest with you. But then again, Rachel Maddow is a total lunatic, so who really knows? But she did go on record saying that she believed that Donald Trump was going to put her in a camp, right? That there's going to be these crazy migrant camps since he wants to deport all illegal immigrants who have come here during the Biden administration. He wants to deport all of them. Because of this, Rachel Maddow thinks that there's going to be camps, not only for them, but that he's also going to throw Democrats, liberals, media pundits, anybody who's been outspoken against him into a camp. And The Hill did have something to say about this. They're pretty much roasting her. Take a look.
In the mainstream media liberal imagination, it's that, you know, Trump is raising an army to steal power and to put everyone in prison. And like what she's actually talking about are his, I think, like the kids in cages kind of immigration thing. Joe Biden, it's a tremendous policy continuity from Trump to from Obama to Trump to Biden on that. So it's on some level it's gaslighting to say that Trump is uniquely fascistically dangerous in terms of the imprisonment and the camps and all that, and people just clearly don't believe it because they actually think Trump coming back. So many people think Trump coming back into office would be the most normal thing in the world, would be more normal than continuing with 4 years of Biden. And it's just people are not believing it. She's not going to get sent to a camp. She's going to get another television show and make even more money. Is what's going to happen. Is that the network is going to do fabulously well if Donald Trump is president again.
We're seeing ICE is giving money to these private prisons. That's where the revenue is going. Okay, so instead of these camps at the border that are run by ICE, these people are being put in private prisons under Joe Biden. That's what the ACLU's analysis has found. So this kind of like white privileged liberal view of like, oh, things were so bad under Trump. We had people in camps. When Biden's doing things very slightly differently, it's disconnected from the people most at stake.
Exactly, and he just did an executive order to do the exact same thing as the Republican plan, that he wants to deport, reject amnesty campaigns, claimants, shut down the border. Like I said, it's tremendous continuity on those things, and that's exactly what she's referring to when she describes this, this coming fascist takeover. I mean, it's just so hysterical. You can just say, I disagree with his policies.
As if that wasn't bad enough, you also had the insane Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, okay, out in New York, deranged far leftist out there who loves to make up stories, also telling additional fibs saying that Donald Trump was going to throw her in jail if he gets elected. Take a look.
What happens to you if Donald Trump wins? What do you do? What's your first move?
I mean, it sounds nuts, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy threw me in jail.
Really?
He's out of his mind. Mm-hmm. I mean, he did his whole first campaign around lock her up. Like, this is his motto.
Oh, he didn't say that, He said he didn't say it. Teasing.
Yeah,
I
right?
see that, yeah.
I take him at his word. I take him at his word. I take him at his word when he says that he's going to round up people. I take him at his word when he threatens journalists. I take him at his word. I feel like what we saw in his first presidency was an amuse-bouche to what his intentions are. He has learned from his mistakes of appointing professionals, and he will not make that mistake next time.
Basically, the plan seems like it's just to instill mass hysteria on people, get people to fear, like almost a religious like type of fear, like, hey, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're going to hell, right? Similarly to how people can levy religion to try to get people to do a certain thing, like use some sort of punishment. Like, okay, you go to hell if you sin, you go to jail if you do something bad here on earth. And similarly, hey, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, then you're going to get thrown in a camp. You're going to get deported. He's going to give you the electric chair, right? He's going to hurt other people. This is the Democrat strategy, with the biggest one being that he's a threat to democracy, right? All these things that they claim that Donald Trump is going to do. It's kind of ironic because these are things that the Democrats are doing to him. It's really just a bunch of projection, and that's definitely what Fox News thinks.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says Trump may throw her in jail if he wins, calling him, quote, nuts, telling the American people to take him at his word. But President Biden has been doing everything that Democrats are accusing Trump of doing, including opening the border, making America vulnerable, directing social media companies to censor information, using the DOJ to go after political opponents, and driving spending, which, of course, caused 40-year high inflation. So that's the Biden agenda, and yet the New York Times, in their news section, not even in their op-ed, has this list of stuff, Liz Peek, that they claim Trump is going to do if he wins. Yeah. And by the way, should we completely lose, are they losing the fact that there's, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez claims that Trump is going to throw her in jail. Liz, that's exactly what they're doing to Trump right now. So,
absolutely.
I mean, is the New York Times not even noticing what they're writing in terms of everything they're writing about that they've already done to Trump?
Yeah, the left is great at projection. People say this over and over, but it really is true. This is the new line from the Democrats, and you've heard it from so many people now, Maria. He's going to weaponize the Justice Department. It's retribution. You see the word retribution over and over again. You know what? I'm ready for a little retribution. So much has gone on that no one has been held accountable for. This two-tier system of justice, I think even people on the sidelines politically, it's just what Trump was talking about, are so incensed about these trials that he has been put to, the indictments, and recently all these convictions on incredibly thin and bogus charges.
And the FBI are worried that they're going to put him in jail. Why? Because Andrew McCabe knows what they did. He knows what they did during the Russia collusion story, pursuing a story and pursuing this idea that Trump colluded with Russia when they had absolutely zero evidence. So, yeah, Andrew McCabe knows what the FBI did and knows that it does mean potential jail time.
Exactly. And by the way, it's not just that he knows what they did. He was part and parcel of the group that spied on the Trump campaign and did all these things to perpetuate the Russia hoax, which, from 2015 on, so 2017 on, they knew was completely bogus.
That's exactly right. And we know that. Because they had a meeting on it. We've got notes on it. And, of course, at this point, it's been proven by at least 3 major investigations.
Yeah.
Now, what should really happen here? Now, Rachel Maddow technically has been telling a lot of lies about Donald Trump with this whole Russia hoax. Like, she always tells lies. Now, is it okay if you have propaganda networks that go out and tell lies? I mean, I'm not exactly sure. I do feel like if it's a lie and it's an intentional lie, then I do feel like maybe there should be some sort of culpability there, like some sort of way that you can get some sort of news media anchors, the organization, perhaps sue for defamation, right? I don't think that it should just be like this blanket protected speech under the First Amendment if it's something that is a known lie, that is a provable lie. And the Russia situation is that example. So maybe Rachel Maddow doesn't belong in a camp. Maybe she belongs in jail. You know, same thing for AOC, lying about the Capitol riot, saying that she was in a place where she wasn't. She claimed she was in the main building where the Capitol riot occurred. She wasn't even there. She said all kinds of other ridiculous things. So maybe these people are worried about jail and camps because they're actually guilty of actual crimes.
Russia hates Russia, Putin, Russian Moscow, Russian, Putin, Russian against us, Russians rush against the U.S. The Russians Russian.
I just thought to myself, they got inside. And so I hide behind my door like this, like I'm here. And the bathroom door starts going like this. Like the bathroom door is behind me, or rather in front of me, and I'm like this, and the door hinges right here. And I just hear, where is she? Where is she? And this was the moment where I thought everything was over.
Do I think Donald Trump is realistically going to do anything? I mean, probably not. I really am not sure. He didn't the last time he was in office. So what's up with all this mass hysteria now? I really think it's really just kind of like a guilty conscience. It's a projection because the Democrats know that they hate Donald Trump so much and are so willing to break the rules, break the laws, betray morals and ethics in order to get him. They think that obviously Donald Trump would do the same thing. Well, maybe Donald Trump isn't quite as evil as you. Maybe he's not quite as stupid and he doesn't want to incriminate himself by breaking laws just so he could try to throw some idiots who talk bad about him in jail. But that's just my opinion. These guys are clowns. It is hilarious. And I can't wait to see the meltdown when Trump inevitably is elected. It just seems like all the momentum's on his side and there's really nothing that, God willing, could stop them. Like, it just seems like they're doomed and the writing's on the wall. Now they're just trying to see if they can get those last little bit of fear-mongered voters out to vote. I think that the people who that strategy works on are already going to come out there and vote for Joe Biden or RFK or whatever the heck they're going to do. I don't think that it's going to work on the independent voters, certainly not the conservative voters, because I just think that most of these folks are just too smart for that. Like, they're tired of the fear mongering. They're tired of the division. They're tired of the BS. Hit them on policy. Focus on that, right? Talk about how Joe Biden's policies are better. Talk about how Donald Trump's policies are bad. Like, you can't really do that because they're not bad, but at least try. Don't just say it's going to be the end of democracy. He's going to throw people in jail, put them in camps. It makes you sound stupid. It makes you look ridiculous. And it really just kind of questions the voters' integrity. It really questions their intelligence to even try to use that tactic at all. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
No!